What we do here is go back. 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 What we do here is go back.
Okay, and hopefully we are live. If you can hear me and or see me, if you could let me know in the chat, that would be very kind of you. It is Thursday, the 20th of August, 2026, and a very impromptu stream, which, to be honest with you, I probably didn't need to stream, but I've got work to do on a PC which I've built, need to take it all apart to get prepared for another review. So I figured if I'm going to do it, I might as well do it on camera, and you lot can follow along for the ride, and Maisie can also get involved. Go and sit down. All working, says Jason. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Semrab. He says, I think we had more rain in 30 minutes than in the last 4 months. God. Yeah, there's some floods in Bristol, apparently. It did rain quite heavily. We haven't had rain for quite a while, so everything was bone dry and arid, so the water just sat on the surface, I would imagine. But good to see you in the chat, those of you that are joining us. Again, this is a very impromptu thing. We never do streams during the week, so I think this is going to be a very, very small viewership. But we'll see how things go. Hopefully it is enjoyable. So in today's stream, we'll be taking apart the Lian O11
Why is mine not coming on?
Vision M. I don't know, click on live at the bottom. I think you're way behind.
I'm not, but it's sped up to like...
Oh, where it says live next to the volume. There you go. Paul says, I'd love to have some rain. You can have some of ours. I think we've had enough. Our garden's looking rather nice and green, which is strange. Dave Thompson says, no peeking. I am soaking in the bathtub, watching on my iPad. Oh dear. Don't drop your iPad into the bath. That's never a good thing to do. Okay, so I'll be honest with you. I'm not entirely sure what is actually inside this PC. I'm not sure if I've taken bits out already. I've got a sneaking suspicion that I've taken this out already. This was the screen. So the O11 Vision M also is available as the Vision M Digital. The digital version gets this 9.2 LCD screen, so you can display all of your stats and things like that. But I'm pretty sure I've actually taken it out already. And I suppose I could find out just by looking in the box. And yes, it appears it is in there. So that's something I don't have to take out. So that is a good start. It's covered in dust. I've had this in the hallway waiting for a project, which has been taking a little while to get done. And yeah, it's just picked up dust. I do vacuum almost every single day because we have got 6 cats, but you know what it's like. So the graphics card in here is the Sapphire Pure RX 9060 XT 16 gig, which I managed to pick up for what seemed at the time to be a relatively good price of £379.99. However, I have not used it hardly at all. I actually do need to do a review of this, which is another reason why I'm taking it out of this build to put it into the next one, so I can actually finally get around to doing the review on this card. Realistically, 9060 XT, 16 gigs of RAM, it's all going to come down to price. However much you pay for it, it's going to be performing pretty decently. And considering what else is on the market at the moment, it's yeah, it's a bit of a crapshoot, to say the least. Maisie, do you want to sit in my chair? She's lost, bless her.
Come on.
Right, I think the best thing to do is we'll start and get this thing out of the box. Hello there, Zero Defects. How you doing? Good afternoon to you. Good stuff. Just keep an eye on the chat. I will try and keep an eye on the chat, so if you've got any questions regarding anything we're doing in the stream, or even if you've got a question about something else completely random, feel free to do so. Again, this is a very, very casual, laid-back stream. Just me doing some kind of maintenance work, which normally would be done behind the scenes. And I thought I'd just try and bring you all along for the ride, so you can see what kind of things I have to go through. Let's move the keyboard and the mouse out of the way, and we'll get the case out and see what's about. I've got all my boxes here, so I'm pretty sure this is still installed in it. I actually downgraded it from the OLED curved screen to the frozen prism. And also, something I do have to do for that is I'm currently going through a process of kind of doing an inventory, itemizing items of stock. So I've got these little labels, which I've been printing out. So I'm going to stick them on so I know what I've actually paid for something and yeah, what it's worth. Although saying that, I don't think I've done a label for this one already. I might have done this one already, actually. I thought I had. Ah, yeah, it is. I did do it already. So there's my little label. So it's got a serial number on there, P2917, AMZ for Amazon, and then the date of purchase. So it's pretty obvious what it is, really. I'll give you a close-up so you can see what the heck I'm talking about. Hopefully you can see that. So P is purchase. Then the next digits are the price, so £29.17. This was an absolute bargain. AMZ is Amazon, that's where I bought it from, and I bought it on the 9th of July 2026. So I'm going through and basically putting those sorts of labels, like this one here, and putting these on all items. So when I actually come to sell a PC, I can work out the profit and loss almost at a glance. I can just go, right, put that in the spreadsheet. Yeah, that cost me £29.79 or £29.17. Yeah, you get the general idea. The things we have to do these days for being a limited company, it's quite a kerfuffle, I'll be honest with you. We were currently just set up as a sole trader. So basically it's kind of like you got your income, you got your outgoings, and at the end of the year, you send the inland revenue those totals. And that's kind of it. There's things that you can use as expenses, like things that you buy, like parts, just business stuff like printer cartridges, paper, that kind of stuff. You can claim a little bit as well for things like working from home. I used to try and get away with doing teas and coffee, but apparently you're not supposed to do that. But, well, it's a bit late now because I did it years ago. Anyway, you don't want to hear about that. You want to take a look at this PC and what is inside it. And also, motherboard-wise, is going to be this one, the Sapphire Pure B850M Wi-Fi, which actually I'm a little bit dubious about now. I did spend a little bit too much on this one, and also I can find out from my label how much did I pay for it. I paid £132.46 from Amazon on the 10th of May. Pretty handy. I like those little stickers. Actually, it wasn't Amazon. I made that wrong. That was actually OC UK, overclockers. So yeah, I need to redo that, but the overclockers thing is there. That's fine. That's a slight error. But again, I'm not sure what RAM is actually in this computer. So let's get some more boxes off the top. So we've got some fans in there. We've got the Lian leaf fans. We've got the Unifan TL Wireless 120. Got 2 of those, I think. Or was it 3? 3 of those. Those will be on the bottom, I think. Those are the reverse ones. Can't see. White. Are those reverse? I can't tell. I'm sure it normally says on there which it is. Anyway, got 3 of those in there. Got another one of those. Now that is a reverse blade. So that's a reverse blade. And there's also another 3-pack of reverse blades. So there's 4 reverse blades in there. 3 normal. And I need to box it all back up so it's all nice and good. Also the power supply which is in here is the Game Max. The Rampage power supply 850 watts, which I thought at the time was actually a bit of a bargain. I paid for this one, as you can see, £30.04 from eBay.
Ask him in 3 months if he's still doing that.
Yeah. It's a long-winded process. I'm not even sure what's in here.
You do
Oh, that's the box or the bag with the spare cables and stuff in. So I'll need to put the cables back in there, put it back into stock. Yeah, £30 I paid for that power supply, which you'd think actually for an 850 watt power supply, which is fully modular and also gold rated, you'd think that'd be a bargain. But unfortunately, the fan on it is a little bit noisier than I would personally like. So it's got to go. Here is the case. In the box, there's the O11 Vision M. Doesn't come in particularly nice retail packaging. It's just basically a brown box. But I guess it doesn't really matter because you're going to take the case out.
Right.
And that's what you'll be looking at. You won't be looking at anything else. Oh, I'll get rid of that thing off the screen in a minute.
Don't forget business expenses for corporate lunches.
Yes. That's a good point actually. Yeah, the corporate lunches. We don't really leave the house hardly ever. So corporate lunches aren't really a thing, but maybe we'll order a pizza and call that a corporate lunch.
Jason, have you ever built a mini ATX build?
Yes, Jason, we have done a few ITX builds over the years. Not as frequent as I would like to, generally because the ATX tax is a little bit much at times, but I do actually quite like the form factor. I am looking out for a mini ITX case. Many weeks, months, years, well, yeah, months ago, I suppose it would be now, we did a review for Thermaltake's TR100, which actually I really liked, and I've got a motherboard and all the other stuff ready to go into it. But unfortunately, they did say that after the review cycle had been done, they would send it to me so I could make a build in it. But unfortunately, due to things outside of all of our control, it didn't happen. So yeah, I have been waiting to get my hands on a TR100. No doubt I will soon. Or if there is another similar style ITX case which would suit the bill, then I'm definitely up for that. I've got the Jinui, the B650 Night Devil, yeah, Night Devil. And I do need to do a build in it really, because I never really got around to doing anything with it, and it's just sat on the shelf wasting away. Although I would say Oh, huh? Yeah, no. Wasting away. It's one of those things. I've actually got a Ryzen 5 8600G, which I would desperately love to do a build with that, because that would make a nice little kind of almost like a steam machine type deal. But yeah, that hasn't panned out either, sadly. I'll take the glass off because of obviously reflecto porn. And there you go. That's what the PC is currently looking like. It's actually very nice. If I quickly plug it in, which might ruin the camera feed, but we'll see. Actually, do I need to plug it in? I don't think I do, really. Although it might be a good idea to heat up the thermal paste a little bit. I will turn it on very briefly, and we'll see what it's like. Dino, how you doing, Dino? Mike and Kath, hope you're both well. Just a quick question. Lian 8.8 LCD screen. Is it really universal, or is it attached to Lian hardware? Yes, it is. It's universal in terms of the way it will physically fit to either a specific space in some Lian cases, or there are also like magnets on it, so you can kind of stick it anywhere. I think it comes with a bracket as well. But in terms of software, you do need some software. And have I just killed the signal? Yes, I have. And it's back. So I think it's not like universal. You can't just plug like an HDMI into it. You do need the software to run it. Scott Amiro. Where did you get the Lian screen from? Well, I was lucky enough to get it sent to me as part of the review kit. So it was, yeah, it was just included. Apparently it is available. Overclockers, I believe, have it at the moment in stock, possibly. I'm not too sure about colours, etc., what they've got available, but... So, anyway, that is what the PC looks like when it's switched on. Yeah, links are in the description, Kath just said, so if you want to check out those, you can do. Yeah. I do actually really like the look of this PC. Just micro ATX isn't really my jam.
Where is the AIO?
The AIO is actually hidden in the top section. So if I flip it down a bit, you can see the tubes are there, and the AIO is actually hidden in the top section. So it does look quite discreet. That was one of the things actually that I kind of didn't like about this. The fact that you've got that panel at the top, which is very bare. You can, of course, put the 9.9 inch or whatever, 9.2 inch screen in there, which fills all that up. But I think this case really is more geared towards air cooling. But I don't know if it is. It's a little bit glam and it's a little bit bling. So it kind of would be nice to put water cooling in, but you can just remove that top section, which I will try and do now without damaging anything, he says. It's on pre-order, is it? All right, thank you for that. Oh no, there's 2 screws there. But basically, yeah, the AIO is there. I might as well take the screws out anyway, because I am going to need to get access to it. Because it's got to come out. Right. Yeah, those screens have been extremely popular. Like, ridiculously so. I personally wouldn't have thought they... Flame, go over there. Go over on the side. Yeah, say hello to everybody, Flame. That's Flame, our cat. He's a big ginger boy. There you go. Let's sit over there. They're all a bit confused, the cats, now. They don't know what's going on, because I don't normally do streams this time of day. Yeah, that screwdriver is useless for that.
Bungolio right in the way. Come
on. Flame.
Where you going? Sit on my keyboard, I suppose.
Right, 1 screw, 2 screws. Something about these fans, actually, the TL Flex, or TL Wireless, I should say, they move an absolute ton of air. The amount of air that these things move is incredible. Let's see if I can pull this out. Really, you should do this when it's off, but there you go. So, who was it who asked where the AIO was?
Jason.
Jason. There you go. So you can see the AIO is there nestled in the top. So there is actually available, which I have got in the box. You can 3D print blanking plates to go along this top section. But I did find with the top plates actually installed, it does create a very unusual sound from the fans because it kind of blocks the vent. It does make it look much cleaner, but it does give a slightly unusual kind of look. Sorry, unusual noise, which, you know, I'm not into noise at all when it comes to my PCs, especially if it's going to be living behind me here for streaming, which is what this kind of, the intention was to do that with this, but yeah, things haven't transpired quite as I'd have liked to. So it looks like we are currently in a boot loop, I think, because the fans on the GPU are spinning up and down. So I think we'll probably turn this off now by just wrenching the power out. That's the way to do it. So yeah, where do I start? Let's see, can I pull that out of there? It's been such a long time since I've actually worked on this case. I cannot remember very many things about it. Flames being very chatty, yeah. Does that come out of there? I'm sure that front panel did come out of there, but I can't remember how. Right, let's start then with, I think, some of the somewhat more, some of the lower hanging fruit. So we'll take off the power cable for the GPU, so that can come out pretty easily. Take off the RGB, PWM, main power connector. I haven't left myself a lot of slack on there, so it's a little bit tricky to get off.
Way too much slack.
And it's a Game Max one, so it's probably melted onto the board. I'm joking. There we go. Well, at least that wasn't going to come off in transit. These are the ones that worry me a little bit. The USB 3.0. Sometimes when you take those off.
Face is cute, but some diets about good airflow.
Oh no, the airflow in this thing is absolutely insane. I would say this is possibly got the best airflow of any case that I've ever used by quite a margin, which, considering its small form factor, is actually pretty impressive. So yeah, don't have any qualms about airflow. The airflow is absolutely amazing because there's a single fan on the back blowing in, there's the two there which are pulling in, there's three on the bottom which are all pulling in, and you've only got two on the back which are exhaust plus your AIO. So it's kind of pretty well balanced. And again, if you're using these fans, they are phenomenal. The air that they push through is nuts. They use I think it's like a polymer blade. So it's like very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Rigid. It's a very rigid blade, so it doesn't flex. And it does move a lot of air. And in fact, the TL, rather than the SLs, the TLs are the ones with the solid blades. The SLs are the ones with the translucent or RGB blades. These move more than the SLs. So if you've used SLs in the past and you think they're good, the TLs are much, much better. Let's take that out of there. So I'm going to try and do this very methodically so I get everything in the right boxes. And I'll try and answer your questions as well. Who is it, sorry? UK Road King. What case is that? This is the Lian O11 M Vision, or O11 Vision M, whichever way it is. Where's the box? It's the Vision-M. So yeah, Lian O11 Vision-M. The M stands for micro ATX. And yeah, this is a micro ATX chassis. A little bit on the larger side for a micro ATX, to be fair, but it's still relatively compact at the same time, if that is even possible. Roadie Bill, I noticed there. What does he say? Hi, Matt. Just found this now at 12:35, so I'm watching 20 minutes late, so messages will be out of sync. No worries. I did post it in the Discord, and I did post it on Facebook, but I guess that obviously not all notifications go to the right places at the right times, so it is what it is. But anyway, hopefully you're all having a fantastic Thursday. Let me know what you're doing. Are you at work? Are you at home? Are you on the sick? Are you in the bath? Could be any of those things.
You should have that on the end.
Should have. Right, I need to... Oh, there we go. There are the 3D printed little extra brackets. So you can use those as dividers. Let me think, how does that go?
Jason.
Screws go there. So what am I doing? Oh, yeah, like that. I think. So yeah, goes something like that along the top. So you've got your like EPS cables and all that coming through there and through there. And this just kind of separates the two chambers. Although that filament seems to go very yellow very quick, which is a shame because everything in there is really good. Oh, just noticed there's a Bywin X570 Pro in there, which is a 2 TB SSD. That would be very useful. Definitely be taking that out. And also we've got our blanking plates. That's what I was actually looking for, the blanking plates. Jason, is that your main PC behind me? No, that is just the streamer. So when you're watching the streams, this is the PC which powers all that. And also when you're watching most of the videos of like the how-to videos, that is the PC that I do the how-tos on. My main PC is over there, which is my video editing PC. And that has a capture card in it. So the feed from both that PC and the Mac Mini, which are there, both get put through a splitter box or a KVM switch. So depending on which I'm working on, I can record the footage over on that PC over there. It generally works quite well, he says. Oh, new wheelchair. Nice. Oh, well, happy birthday. Belated happy birthday to your son, I should say. Oh, okay.
Wouldn't be sorting out the photos, would he, if he's...
I don't know. He had a party, didn't he? Or he was visiting recently, wasn't he? I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. Well, happy birthday in advance or happy belated birthday, either way.
He is currently laying laminate flooring in daughter's new bedroom.
Hey, nice one. Do you want to come around and do ours after?
You need to say what it is, because...
Mike P, doing the laminate flooring. Do you want to come around and do ours later, after? Ours is wrecked. We when we bought this house, what, roughly 21, is it 20 years or 21 years? 20 years.
I'm not sure, 25.
It's about 20,
25
it's about 20-ish years that we bought this house.
If you bought it and did it up.
And we bought it and we did everything to it before we moved in. And basically since then, we've done very, very little. So the laminate flooring that we put down in the bedrooms, and also in this room and also the front room, it's the same laminate flooring, which was like super cheap from Wix or B&Q. Was it Wix or B&Q? I can't remember. I think it might have been Wix. We're not on special when we went in there. We've just got loads of it. One or the other. B&Q was definitely the stuff we got in the hallway. But anyway, it was on sale. It was like really thick stuff as well, like proper decent, proper stuff that you'd get 20 years ago. And it's lasted really well, considering we've got 6 cats, we've had numerous floods, and we've had numerous, well, we had a chimney fire. So when the fire brigade come to put that out, they got hose pipe from the engine, all the water coming out on the floor, and it just basically soaked up into the laminate. So it's bumpy. You don't want to hear about my laminate woes, do you? Maybe you do. I gotcha. No worries. Right, let's put away the graphics card. Now the graphics card, for those of you that are joining us a little bit later, so this is the Radeon Pure, well, Sapphire Radeon Pure 9060 XT. Only a twin fan model, which generally I don't recommend, but in this instance, because of the price it was, and it was white, and I needed something white to go in this, it was one of those things. So this cost me £379.99. As I can possibly tell from the sticker, if I've got a sticker on there, yes I have, P3799 OC UK. So that's how I bought it from. The labelling up of these products makes my life so much easier. I don't even have to think about it anymore. I just have to look at a label. which is fantastic. And again, for those of you that are joining late, the reason why I'm doing all this is because we have the Lian O11 Mini V2, which I think is going to be preferable for my use case scenario. So most of the stuff in here is going to go into that. Obviously, Candy's got a frog. This happens almost every stream, doesn't it? I'm going to have to go and save a frog. Bear with me.
Little mouse.
Oh, hang on.
Candy.
That's a rat.
Is it?
Mice don't make that noise, I don't think.
Candy. Come on, come and have some food. She's
Yeah,
like, I've got
because
food.
look, he's like fighting. Mice hide, rats don't. He's calling his mum. Right, that's enough excitement for one day. So yeah, Candy's caught a rat. There's a rat in my kitchen almost. Right, how does that go back in there? I was sure, or reasonably sure, that there should be a PCI protection thing, but maybe there isn't. This is, maybe I've put it in here. That is the trouble with having all this stuff, because a lot of this stuff, even though I use it for like reviews or builds or stuff, quite a lot of it I do sell on after I've kind of had the use I need out of it. So I like to try and keep things as up together as possible. So all of the accessories, blanking plates, covers, etc., because I think it's nicer, isn't it, when you're selling something off, if you can give the next person all of the kit, it's much better. There doesn't seem to be a PCI Express cover. Maybe they don't come with these, I don't know. Whatever. This is a slightly unusual card as well, in the fact that it's actually got its own ARGB connection on the card, which you can either control via their software, or you can control it from your motherboard, which is yeah, pretty good. I'm not putting that back in there. That'll do. That'll do. That's safe enough in there for now. It'll be back out in a couple of days, I expect. Jason, do you think we will get a Zen 6 CPU this year? I'm interested in what the naming scheme will be like. From what I can tell, or from what I've seen, I would say that yes, there likely will be Zen 6, probably holiday season. So another couple of months. I know they've already been doing testing, so I don't know. Maybe you'd have thought there'd be more leaks by now, if that was going to be a thing, but yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It'd be nice to see something. It would be good to have something new in the market, just to kind of zhuzh things up a bit. Right, that is done. So, what are we on to next? I think we probably start taking the fans apart. That is going to be an absolute ball ache. John Paul Bacon says, I'm at home watching Pro Football Talk live on Peacock, and this stream on my new Samsung Galaxy Fold Z8 Ultra. Very nice. Thanks, Dino, for putting the specs for the case. Good stuff. Right then, let's do the fans. The fans are going to be very easy, but also they're actually harder to put back in the box than they are to actually install, because of all the bits and pieces that come with the kits. So when you get a new set of the Lian fans, the current ones which are out, especially the ones with the lighting on the sides, they actually come with screen protectors for the sides, so so you don't scratch them up. So you know, like when you buy a cheap phone, you get those cheap kind of plastic screen protectors which come with them. You basically get those. Which the noise of that rat or mouse or whatever it is. Can you hear that on the stream? Can you hear the mouse? Maybe not. Let me know if you can hear it. It's a little bit disturbing. Poor little mouse or rat being tortured.
Not being tortured, it's wonderful.
UK Road King says, I want to see the RAM go back to a normal price. Oh, God, yeah. RAM and storage. That is definitely something that we need quite desperately. Yeah, the RAM prices at the moment. I saw today on Hot UK Deals, obviously there's probably other sites similar to that in other regions, but on Hot UK Deals they had some crucial 6000 mega transfer CL36 RAM, just standard in black, I think all white, and Amazon have got it in stock at the moment and they're selling it for £336, I think it was. And it's like, that's just an insane amount of money. There's the fans. You can see a little bit greasy fingerprinting on the side, but that's on me. And these just slot apart, so nice and easy to put together or to link up. Funny enough, I've just noticed last couple of days, or last week I guess it might have been, Arctic have come out with their new Bionics range of fans, which actually have a kind of a very interesting lock together mechanism. So basically it's like two fingers and you put it into like the sides into there and it kind of goes in halfway, almost like a biscuit joint if you're into woodworking. So you basically, there's a slot, you put the finger in, then you get your other fan and the finger goes into it and that locks it all together, one on both sides. And from what they've shown, you can link up to 6 of them together at once, which seems a little bit crazy, but it is what it is. Right, now I need to work out which one of these cables goes to this receiver. This is where we have to start interrogating the wiring back here. So let's unplug all of the headers because I'm going to pull that through. That was something else which I didn't really like about this case, was access to the headers is a little bit tricky. Mostly because the case is quite squat. Now obviously if you're not really going to be filling much in, or you're not someone who kind of swap stuff out all the time, then it wouldn't be a bother at all. But because mostly my job is taking stuff out of cases, putting it back in, looking at it, testing it, and giving honest opinions on it, I do that quite a lot. So it is a little bit of a ball ache. But as you can see, in the back here, there's actually quite a nice bit of room. And you can see, hopefully you can see, where the kind of the cable routing goes. So for the AIO, there's a little bracket here, which holds the tubes in place, and there's another one on the back there. So rather than the tubes being kind of on display or kinked or anything, they're in specific areas, which actually helps cable management. Let's get this undone, because some of these wires will need freeing off a little bit. Where is it?
Under the bunker.
Is it still under there?
Yeah.
But it's still just making that crazy noise. Dear Lord. The things we have to go through.
So, Oggy.
Oggy! Hey Oggy, how you doing? This stream is slightly getting somewhat prepared and accustomed. We've got hopefully a build coming up by Oggy, who's in the chat. No, I haven't. Who has basically bought a load of Lian Lee stuff and wants us to put it together for him. So I'm kind of just getting my my hands dirty, so to speak, getting this all prepared and having a bit more time to play with it. And that didn't want to go through there. Where was the question? Did you have a question, Oggy? Hi Mike and everyone. What upgrades are you doing to your PC? There's not actually any upgrades. This is for people that are late to the stream. What we're doing is, or what I'm doing, is taking all of this apart, because I've got another case which is an ATX case, and I need to swap over some parts. So because I'm not really using this PC at all, it's just been collecting dust in the hallway, I figured now was a good time to actually take it all apart and like just get it prepared, and maybe put the case up in the loft for a bit until I've got a use for it, just clear some room. because there's lots of things arriving here at Mike's Unboxing all the time. We've got actually a new power supply from Lian Li is due out very shortly. It releases on the 26th of September, I believe. And that is the new Lian Li Edge V2, or Edge Gold V2, which is an enhancement on the existing Edge power supply. And if you've not seen those before, they're actually quite interesting, especially if you've got this sort of setup where your power supply is on the side like this. Basically, it gives you, rather than having to plug in on the side, there's a little kind of daughter board which sticks out and you can plug straight in. So it makes assembly a little bit easier. But also there is a very handy USB hub and fan hub which attaches to the power supply and takes power directly from the power supply as well. So if you're using the Lian Li ecosystem and you've got a whole bunch of these kind of wireless or just fan connectors, you can plug all the fans in to the same hub to power it all, which is really good. And also the USB hub, if you've got the kind of LCD versions of these, the screens on, or maybe you've just got a screen on your AIO or a screen like the Lian Li 9.2 screen or the 8.8 inch screen, it's just got loads of power and USB ports to power all that stuff, which yeah, it is all of it getting a little bit much, I think, personally, for all this RGB stuff. Don't get me wrong, I do love RGB and lighting and LCD and stuff, but I think Lian Li have just gone at it a little bit too hard, and it's just kind of, it almost dominates everything they do. Now clearly there's a market for it. Now Oggy is one of those prime candidates that has gone all in on that stuff. So there is definitely a market for it, and Lian Li are arguably probably the market leaders when it comes to PC peripherals, components, etc. In terms of, like, you know, fans, AIOs, fans probably more than anything. Also the power supplies, I would say, are actually, I wouldn't say they're necessarily getting better, but they've got a strong holding on the market, I would say, personally. Let me know in the chat who's got a Lian Li power supply. Or if not, if you haven't got Lian Li, what power supply have you got and what sort is it? I'll be interested to see. So let us know in the comments. Dino says, I had the iconic Voodoo 3X Voodoo 6. It was my salary for a month. The Voodoo 6. That thing was huge. I kind of tapped out at the Voodoo 4, I think. The Voodoo 4. I had the Voodoo 1, Voodoo 2, the Voodoo 3, which was kind of like the combo. I had the Banshee, which I think was a combo card as well. Did I have a Voodoo 4? I don't think I actually did have a Voodoo 4. I would have to rack my brains on that one a little. I do miss 3DFX. It is a crying shame what Nvidia did to them. Well, they kind of did it to themselves, really. They got greedy, as do most companies, but unfortunately, their greed didn't pay off. Unlike Nvidia's, which seems to be basically sucking up all the life force from basically the entire planet. Which is not great, is it? It's not a great look. What else? Jason says, I have a Lian Li SFX PSU. It's very good. My only complaint is the fan can get a little bit loud. That is a very common complaint, I think, for pretty much all power supplies. Funny enough, I've actually got another power supply, which I'm currently in the process of reviewing, from Thermaltake, which is their new dock power. And I'm waiting on some feedback, hence why I'm doing this, really. Today, I should be doing the second half of that video. I've kind of left it in limbo because I was waiting on some answers back from Thermaltake on some specifics, because there are some things which I think I need to clear up before I make the video, because it can go into, well, lots of different ways. It's an odd product, and I don't understand it fully, and I don't understand some of the reasoning behind why it exists, and that's why I've had to check with Thermaltake to see, like, what their ideas of it are and what they think, basically. Like, where does the product sit in the product stack? Because I'm sure as hell don't know. And if you're someone who's trying to review a product, that's not always the best position for you to be in if you don't know what a product, where it sits in the product stack. I am trying to. When did 3DFX start to fall off? Well, 3DFX started to fall off when the Voodoo 3 was announced, because the Voodoo 1 was like insanely popular. The Voodoo 2 was also, and that is when they started opening up, because the first of all, when they started out, Voodoo graphics cards, they didn't make anything. They didn't have any fabs or factories or anything other than to make the chips themselves. So they would then sell the chips to board partners, and the board partners would then integrate them with their own designs. And there was like loads of different people that made Voodoo cards. There was like Orchid, Righteous 3D, there was Creative Labs made them. Basically all of the companies that were around at that time, like I think STP might have done one as well, but basically all the companies that were around at that time kind of wanted to get in on the act, because it was a hot product. There was 3D being added to PCs, and relatively inexpensively. So the Voodoo 1, Voodoo 2, both the same principle. Voodoo 3 is when they changed, and then Voodoo, I think it's the Voodoo 3 was the first one where they made the cards. So they did their own production and then would sell the cards to be rebadged by other brands. But they basically wanted to take control of the product stack and make their own cards. So at that point, there wasn't a great deal of profit in other companies making it, if they were even allowed to, because they had to apply for licenses, etc., etc. So basically 3DFX kind of basically shit on their business partners. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? And yeah, that is kind of how it all fell apart, really. The business partners said, okay, fair enough, we'll go and make another card. And of course, Nvidia were going strong at the time. The ATI group were going quite strong. So a lot of the people that were wanting to make graphics cards saw Nvidia as a new partner. So they could buy the chips from Nvidia, make their own cards, like the Riva TNTs, that sort of thing. And yeah, that's kind of where it all went wrong for 3DFX, really. Which was a shame. But 3DFX also, they were kind of more concentrating on raw power, whereas even back then, Nvidia were kind of looking at other things like, if I remember rightly, I think the Voodoo cards at some point were only 16-bit color, whereas the Riva cards, TNT Riva cards, I think were 32-bit, and so were some of the ATI cards as well, like the ATI Rage Fury, I think it was, around about that time. So yeah, it was one of those things that no one really kind of realized that people wanted 32-bit color. They thought it was just video games. Does color depth make a difference? And clearly it was one of those things which shifted things. Sparkle, yeah, Sparkle I think would have been one of those brands as well. David Thompson's got a Corsair TX-M series, 650 watt, 80 plus gold, nice. Mikey P's got a Corsair 1000 watt shift, nice. Nabil says, I have the Edge Platinum 1300 watt for the main and RS 1000G for my white build. You got some nice stuff there. Oggy says, Mike, I think the PSU I have may be the V1 Gold Edge with the USB hub. Not sure, we'll chat later, let you know. It'll be the Mark 1, because the Mark 2 isn't on the shelves yet until the 26th of next month. So it will be the Mark 1. X Plastic Stars has got the Edge 1000 watt. Nice. Jason's got the Lian SP850 V2 Gold SFX. Greg says, I like the USB hub on their PSU, but I've found I seem to need extensions to plug fans, etc. into the hub. It's a great idea though. Yeah, yeah, it's always the thing, isn't it? As soon as you put a hub into a PC case, it's like, right, where is the best place for the hub? Do I put it towards the front? Do I put it towards the middle? Do I put it towards the back, top, whatever? I generally, if I'm trying to put a hub in a PC, I will normally try and put it centralized, because if you got it centralized, realistically, like in the similar layout to this, you've got 3 fans at the top probably, maybe 2 or 3 on the side, a couple on the bottom possibly. So actually having the hub in the center makes sense because all the fans can reach it quite easily. Whereas if you decide to put it like at the bottom, where a lot of cases actually do have a hub, you've then got to route all the cables all the way down, all the way across. And yeah, if you've got some daisy chains, you might not be able to do that, which is a bit of a nose. Bit of a nose. Jason says, I hope we get a 3rd GPU competitor. I wish Intel would release higher end battle mage cars. A B770 would be good, but VRAM prices are probably the reason it's not been released. Yeah, I think you're probably right there. It is a shame. I've still got my B580 and I basically don't use it at all. Let's have a drink a moment. Hydration break. I've been chatting for nearly an hour. And I've got not very far. Anyhow, right, what are these? These normal fans. Right, let's box some of these fans off. So that will help clear my desk. So that's a reverse, that's a reverse, that's a normal. I'm not normal. Why have I got 3 boxes for normal fans then? TL Wireless 120. Why am I missing a fan? Hello? Oh no, that says reverse blade. 2 reverse blades, that's right. It's been a long morning already. David Thompson says, damn, Harry and Meghan are coming back. Less said about that, the better, probably. And why am I missing? Oh, no, I'm not. Right. This is where it all starts to fall apart. So on the back of these fans, there are little holes for putting the screws in. And there's blanking covers. And I forgot 3 there, where there should be 4. Hello?
Hello.
It's not in there. So in one of these boxes somewhere is a little bit of rubber, or I've done what I usually do and I put it somewhere safe. Never to be found again. Ooh, that might be it. Wouldn't that be great if this was the box that had the extra one? Nope, there's 4 in there. Damn it. Oh well. Do you know what? I'm sure I've seen that somewhere floating around. And I thought to myself, that's right, I'll never need that again. And to be fair, you wouldn't. It's just, I do like to, like I said, I do like to keep all this stuff together, which is why it's a real pain in the ass. And the more fans you have, the worse it gets. So, I am missing one thing from there. Now, I'm trying to work out now what these actually come with in terms of, do they come with the receiver? What's in the box? Unifan, 1 wireless receiver. So shit. So I've got a load of wireless receivers somewhere as well then. So I'm looking in the other box. First world problems. Right, splitter. Ooh. So, look at that. There's 2 there. We're going to have some full sets. I might get Kath to box these up for me. She's pretty good at that. So, 1, 2, 1 wireless receiver. So I need another wireless receiver, which is probably going to be in here somewhere. Yes, there is another wireless. Oh no, shit, that's not the right one. Because that has only got 1 cable. Am I supposed to have 2? Oh my goodness. This is going to get very old very quickly. I can see it happening. Oh, I hate these fans. I really do. Right, I think I'll take the rest of them out. And hopefully I'll be able to get somewhere. So if I start putting things in boxes, I'll know that I haven't done all of it. Actually, no. I'm very indecisive. You've possibly noticed this already. If you're a long-time member of the channel or a viewer, you'll notice that I do this a lot. I get stuck with the old, what's the thing? Paralysis, like overthinking stuff. I think when I actually did the original review for this, I took these in and out of the box probably like 10 times, if not more. Right, so... Who, sorry? Taz Dingo. Can you recommend a good 1000-watt PSU where I'm not overpaying for a brand name? To be honest with you, it's a difficult one. I like the Lian power supplies, to be fair. They're very good. Thermal Take do some pretty good ones as well. I would say, it depends what sort of quality you're looking for. Are you looking for something decent, or are you looking for something that is just 1000 watts and will get the job done? Because there's the GT range from Thermal Take. They're kind of like the entry level in terms of gold rated power supplies. So they're fine. They've got a main Japanese bulk cap, 105C. The others are probably all Taiwanese, and it doesn't have a zero fan mode, which some people do want. If you want to go up from that, you've got the GF A3 from Thermal Take. Those are zero fan. They are the same type of capacitors. So primary cap is Japanese. Secondaries are like normally like TPOs and things like that. Again, still pretty good. Sometimes not the quietest, but it does have the zero fan mode, so it doesn't bother you too much. Moving up from that, you've got the GF3 from Thermal Take. Those are probably like not quite flagship, but get in there. Those are decent. Those will be all Japanese 105C caps and also zero fan mode. They do cost a little bit more though. So those would be the kind of the three that I would be looking at. Lian wise, you've got the SX 1000, which is really nice. I've got the SX Platinum in my desktop PC, my video editing PC. The other ones, you again, like the Edge range, they're really good.
Hello, David.
I think the MSI ones, if you can get an MSI GLS, the A1000 GLS, don't get the GL, get the GLS. The GLs were the original lot, which came out and they're noisy as hell. I think they are personally, I don't like them at all. But the GLS is the kind of like the silent version, much, much better, very, very quiet. And they have been on offer very recently for quite reasonable prices. So those are the ones that will kind of come to mind immediately. I'm sure there's going to be others. I think Corsair RM1000 is on offer at the moment from Scan. Recertified ones for about 80 quid. Again, depends where you are. Okay, so it sounds like you're having fun with the boxes. I am not. This actually does get me down a bit. We've got those little druggy bags still in the kitchen.
I have, yeah.
Kath has. You're horrible. She's horrible to me.
You keep stealing my stuff.
Come on, chat, stick up for me. Kath's being horrible. I need at least 6 of those little druggy bags, please. Maybe 7 in case I drop one or break one. Oh, that's a reverse flow. Don't want to be that one. Why can't all the fans be the same? This is why people buy Thermalright. It's just so much easier. Oh crap! Yeah, chat. Did I put all of the blanking plates or plugs off? F it. I'll just take them out. We'll have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fantastic. Right. So that each one of these needs a software manual. Software L-Connect manual. I'm not sure which one needs the covers, so I will not bother. And instruction manual. Is that the normal instruction manual? Not sure. Let's put one in there. I don't know why I'm worrying about it, because I'm only going to take all this stuff out and do it again anyway. Yeah, that'd be alright. Why have I got a single thing there? I'm getting really confused. There's two types of wireless connector. One's got two cables and one's got just one. But why have I got the just one? I can't think what that would even work with. What else have I got in here? Let's take some more stuff out. Thank you.
You want to make some more?
I will. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. Into the druggy bag they go. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one. See, this is why it takes ages to de-rig PCs and why I thought it would be a good idea to do this on a stream. It's clearly not a good idea to do it on a stream because it's probably not good content, but it's something I have to do. So, yeah, it is what it is. Right, I'm going to take out some more fans because... where'd those go? Oh, look at the chat while I'm doing it. Taz Dingo Man says, I'm looking for some like Lian ATX Platinum 1000 watt Be Quiet Dark Power 14,000 watt MSI Mag 1000 watt PCIe the PLS Platinums. So you're looking at Platinums, okay. When it comes to Platinums, I'd say the MSI one is going to be a very good choice. I find with Thermaltake, their higher end Platinum power supplies tend to be a little bit pricey. The gold ones are generally quite good price. But the Platinums, I don't know why, they just seem to rocket in price. But again, it's going to be looking out. There isn't really a bad Platinum power supply on the market, so any one you choose is going to be fine. Having said that, my SX Platinum, when I first got it, was a little bit noisy. The fan was a little bit noisy in it. But it's actually quietened right down after using it for a few months. Well, even actually about a week or so, it became a lot quieter. Otherwise, I wouldn't put up with it because literally the PC is kind of almost just above my eye line. So I'm on my desk over there. The PC is kind of like up here in front of me. And the PSU is like literally about 12 inches from my head. So if it was noisy, I just wouldn't be able to cope with it. My keyboard's noisy. Kath loves it. Love a nice loud keyboard. Right, so these are my reverse blade fans, which again has got the 2-pin connection. I'm getting very confused here because the wireless connectors, in theory, I should have 4 of these, shouldn't I? Poppy, go away. It's not that time.
She looks straight in the camera.
Does she? Straight down the barrel. Does that come? Yeah, Unifan TL wireless and wireless receiver ×1. So why have I not got many wireless receivers here? There's 1, 2, 3. I should have one that came with the multi-pack.
Hello, David.
Wherever that's gone. Oh God, why did I start this? I am beginning to think that way. This I think is one of those prime examples of like why sometimes I think that Lian Li fans are a little bit too much, just because of the hassle factor of trying to work out what goes with what. But if you're only doing it once, then it's fine because you're just doing it once, it doesn't matter. But if you're doing stuff like this on a regular basis, it is a pain in the arse. Right, let's put some more blanking plates on, see how that goes. And I was thinking of doing this on our Saturday stream, but I'm glad I'm getting it out of the way now, because I would have not have liked to have this hanging over me. Seems like I got... Is there more wireless? Oh, there's a load more fans at the bottom, isn't there? I forgot about that. So that is that, and that is that. So that is the reverse one, and the reverse one. Yeah, I'm sure. Why have these not got extra wireless connectors? I'm sure they should have wireless plugs with them. I don't know. It says there on the box, package contents, Unifan TL wireless 120 times 1, wireless receiver times 1, screw times 4. So why have I... Oh. Ah, there's a wireless receiver. That's just a single one. It was in the box. Where it's meant to be, yeah. Oh, there's just two. Ah, there's more little doodads there. Now I'm going to have to work out which ones have got the bloody screen protectors on the side. I don't want to do this anymore. Don't make me do this, Kath.
I don't get what you're doing.
I'm just trying to make sure that all the right things are in the right boxes. Because they're not multi-packs, they're single packs. So that is a reverse. Yes, that is reverse. So that can go in to one of the reverse boxes. This one here, which has currently got nothing else in it other than a software thing. I'm going to take all these back out again. I can see it happening. Definitely going to happen. Hopefully some of you are feeling my pain. Also, another weird thing, Lian do these fans, but they actually supplied them with black screws.
Hey, David. On your way.
Well, it should be silver. There you go. Right. So 1, 2, 3. We're getting there. British Rail said that years ago. And yeah, that didn't end that well for them. Can't tell if that's got a protector on or not. Don't think it has. It was, yeah. Any more questions? Can't see the screen now. Ooh. There's more little rubber blanking plates. I want another one. So in theory now I should have 12 of those blanking plates on the desk right now. No, bizarrely. The covers, they put the covers on both sides so that depending on which side actually faces outward, looks nice. So I don't really need to put them all back on, but I think it makes sense to do so. Run out of room. Let's put them down. Down there. That's fine. Breathe. So there is a wireless receiver. There is also a wireless receiver. So in theory, I should have another. Got 4 separate boxes. So there should be 4 of these. But there's not. There's 1, 2. There's 2 there. There's going to be a 3rd one on the bottom. But why have I got weird ones? I don't understand what is going on. No surprises there. Right. Ah, yes. I think I've figured it out. Maybe. A little bit. No, I haven't. None of it makes sense to me. None of it at all. Right, let's take the rest of these fans out from the bottom. And how do I do that? Let me remember. It's been a while. I will get this out at some point. It will all be done and dusted. And I can go away and have a cigar. So no Semrab? No, they're not. Taz Dingoman says, thanks for the answer. I'm in Ukraine, so there's not much to buy, but there are some decent options. Yeah, what's it like over there? I know Ukraine is like a massive, massive place. So like if you're not in the kind of the main areas where stuff's going on, it's probably just like relatively normal. Everything being relative, of course. But yeah, hopefully you're not in one of those bad areas, let's say. It's like us here in the UK. Like, there's been some areas which have had like really, really bad drought, but other areas haven't, or some areas which have been like really, really hot, and there's been areas that haven't. So it's
Still got green grass, but
yeah.
since they forecast rain and we've had rain yesterday, they've given us a hose pipe on.
Semrab says maybe rewatch the video when you built it for the first time. Oh god, it's been too long. Are there other ones to run from L3 Connect instead of Mobo? I haven't got like a hub, and the ones that go to the motherboard I thought were all the same, but I'm guessing they're not. So I think I've got, there's a 3-pack, so those obviously come with the one with the extra power on it, and then I should have 2 of one sort and then 2 of the other. So I'm guessing the wireless one, the forward fans maybe come with a different one than the reverse. That's my theory. I just read that. Sorry.
I just realised that when they ran through my head.
Loads and loads of screws. Have we got any memberships to give away at the moment? So Captain, have a look. See if we've got any memberships to give away. Got 5. Let's do that then. Let's give away some memberships to our special viewers who are watching our special stream.
But it's nice, isn't it? A bit cosy.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a bit easier to manage the conversation, that's for sure. I still need to get a monitor over this side of me so I can actually look across at the chat and not be blocked off by what I'm doing on this side. Which is what the iPad was supposed to be for.
Right-handed.
That's not going to happen. Hey, it's getting emptier, isn't it? There's not... This is getting emptier. Right, so let's put the blanking plates on.
Welly Bob?
Welly Bob, how you doing, Welly Bob? There you go, there's the 5 Mics Unboxing memberships. Gone to Arc Ninja, Bud UK, What is the Truth, Aditi Mondal, Ado Ferrell, and Welly Bob's asking, Mike, Mike, did you get to actually see the OLED screen you had in action? Any thoughts compared with your LCD? Yeah, I did see it very briefly, and I wasn't impressed, but it was only very briefly. It was only just to see basically essentially my desktop background, which is black. So the blacks looked okay, but I found that the screen had a very strange kind of greeny purple tinge to the top layer of the glass, and it was ultra reflective. It was literally, the front finish was like a mirror. So because I'm filming here and the screen was like here and I was kind of twisting it around, the sunlight and the cam and the lights up there were just bouncing off it like crazy. It was just super reflective. I couldn't use it as a daily driver because where I sit over there, I get reflections off it, off the sun. Luckily, the screen's quite off my head. Luckily, most of it's matte finish at the moment, so it's kind of okay. Right, I appear to have 3 of these plugs left over for some reason. Why have I got 3 of these plugs left over? Did I take them out of there? No. I have to take them all out again. I'm not going to do that.
Why don't you put it all on the table? 1 fan, 2 fan, 3 fan, 4 fan, and everything that needs to go in, and then put it all in.
That's a great idea. Oh, you actually should do that.
Organise.
I know. Right, so these are...
I think logically.
I know. 3 reverse blade fans here. Let's kick all that out. Well, actually, there's another blanking. So I got 4 spare blanking bits. Where do I put those? Oh dear Lord. Help me. Help me.
Volleyball?
I did it. I did answer his question.
No, maybe you need OLED.
Oh. Mike, did you actually... Maybe you need OLEDs with matte or reflective, reduced shiny... Yeah, I do. Yeah. I think an OLED with a matte screen would be fine. That would work very well. But, yeah, that wasn't an option with that one that they sent over to borrow. I was gutted. The fan in front of me? Oh, that one. Yeah, that one comes with the case, so that doesn't have a doodah on it. Wait, actually... 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. David Underhill in the Evelyn. Looks you're getting lost there. I know, I am. I am very much. That is the problem with sometimes doing this kind of stuff. If it was all the same stuff in each fan set, it would be like quite easy. But it's not. Everything's different. If I get the triple pack away, I should be good to go. Again, I don't remember if I put the... I got a feeling I didn't put the screen protectors on any of these. Right, so 1 fan. 2 fans. Now, which way up have I done that? That way up. Just making sure I put the stoppers on. There must be, I've got another set of, well, not these, I've got another set of very similar fans in my other boxes. I've got the SLs, these are the TLs. I've got the SLs in the other boxes. So maybe I'm missing something from there. I don't know. I need another one of those. Oh, it is painful, isn't it? Pitiful. But you know what it'll be? If I don't put the right stuff in there, when I come to do a build with them, the next time round, I'll be looking for bits. And I'll be like, where have I put those bits? And I won't have put them somewhere safe because that doesn't happen, does it, Kath? I put them somewhere stupid. Right, 1, 2, 3. So 3 sets of screen protectors going in there. Yeah, I should have one, really. No, I shouldn't hoard more. Right, so this needs a thank you for your purchase, one of those, a instruction guide. That should, I think, be all I need in here. Right. Let's think about wiring. So that is a single... See, that's what gets me. These wireless adapters, this one is power only, so no PWM. This one and this one are both power and PWM, because there's a 4-pin on there. There's another 2-pin. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. I'm actually... Oh, no, there's another three-way. So, which one of the fan sets comes with the 2-way? Which comes with the 3-way? Flipping hell. Justin Timberslake. Trouser Snake. Right. So, the 3-way doodah, the 3-way power splitter definitely comes with the 3-pack. So I know that is definitely that. The USB receiver is from the 3-pack. I know that specifically. So that is definitely from there. So it just comes down to these wireless receivers. So I'm just going to put the good or the better receiver in there and see what it is. I might even have to just look this up and see which one is supposed to come with what, because it doesn't seem right to me. But that is about, oh, fan screws. Right, so there's a 3-pack done. 3-pack wireless blade. I'm going to say that the wireless blades, the reverse blades come with the PWM. Is that with me? Oh, bollocks. What's in here? That's supposed to be in the box as well. Don't be another wireless receiver. Oh, you absolute shit. That is another wireless bastard receiver. Hang on, no, what does that go to? Oh no, that is for the USB. So yeah, the USB, just to make things even more complicated, the USB connector, so if you don't want to connect it from the USB, you can actually plug in this cable into the end of here, like so, and then plug that into your motherboard for some bizarre reason, which I don't understand why you'd even want to do that, but apparently it's a thing. Actually, no, that is USB. So that is USB header. So basically it goes from being external wireless to being internal wireless, and also still has the PWM signal in it for some reason. Okay. Good night, David. Yeah.
Not there, Flamey.
No flame.
Not there, Flamey.
Right. I think we're looking in a better position now. We were looking in a better position right up until Flame decided to jump up. Oh, actually, that is TL wireless. Yeah, that got to go in there as well. Again, considering these fans, like for a 3-pack, is the best part of like 100 quid, you've got to make sure that you've got the right stuff in the box, because if like I come to sell these or something or give them to someone and they go, great Mike, thanks for sending those, but it doesn't work at all. Like, oh shit. That won't be good. It'll be less good, won't it? Sorry, you laughing at me?
Yeah.
What? Oh shit. What's that? TL fan wires. That's the same thing again. So 1, 2. Ah, that makes sense. That's the reverse ones, isn't it? Yay. Oh dear. Right. Let's get the reverse ones. Nearly lost it. Flame, give me a dirty look now. Right, so what have I got 4 of those rubber bungs left over? Because they're definitely in the bung hole. L-Connect 3. Unifan TL wireless, I'll put that in there. And screen protector. And a wireless receiver, the new version, with the 2 pins. And a set of screws. L-Connect software thing. No, I won't bother with that. I did put a screen protector in there, didn't I? I did. I'm just talking to myself out loud now. I'm not actually expecting a response. You can respond if you want to. I should look at the chat, actually. The 3-pack has the 3 black pins. Yep, got that. Thank you. Cheers, Scott. It's written in the manual or on the box in the contents, Mike. Okay. Kishin says, hey, Mike, we do it to free up our USB slots on the back and it looks cleaner. Cool. Fred says, how are we today? We're not doing too bad, I think. Although it's probably a bit early to say that, because I'm getting a little bit fanned out right now. And I still don't know why I've got those extra blanking plates. I'm sure now I'm going to have to go through my other SL fans as well to see which ones is missing. Right, those have got blanking on, those have got blanking on, so yeah. No idea. So L-Connect 3 software and installation guide and a screen protector. I didn't realise they were screen protectors actually when I first got all this. I was like, what the fuck is that? for want of a, sorry, not very time-friendly language. Hey? Yeah, I forgot it's not a late night stream. So that is reverse blade. That is a reverse blade I've put in there. So that's going to have one of those.
Yeah.
And also we need some screws, bag of screws, they go in there. I am going to be left over with some screws, I'm pretty much guaranteeing. Because stream protector? Oh, whatever. So that is that. So that's all of the reverse ones done.
Yeah.
Huh. Hey? I've got another one of them. I put that in the 3-pack, didn't I? That only comes with the 3-pack. Contents. Wireless controller, wireless receiver, 1 3-pin to SATA cable, 12 screws. Yeah, that's right. Wireless receiver. Yes.
Do you need a drink?
I have, but I think I need it. I'll get it now. I'll start sweating in a minute. Right.
Poor old dad, are you playing?
These were the first ones I did, so let's just double check that I have got the blankings on there. Yes, I have. So what this means is, even though I was super careful putting all this away when I first did it, it looks like I didn't actually do it right. Yeah. Stream protector I've done. So wireless adapter, that'll go in there. Yeah, that's a shame actually, because that wireless adapter is the shitty one, which basically doesn't really do anything other than provide power. It doesn't provide the PWM signal. So I'm sure that is wrong. But they come out first of all. L sync. Wireless receiver. It doesn't say which wireless receiver model it comes with. Right. Whatever. So I think what I'll have to do is speak to my compadre over at Lian Lee and see if he can send me over some of the new updated versions. If indeed it's required. Probably isn't. The thing is, when you've got this many going together, you don't really need it because you've got all the receivers you need, especially if you're blocking fans together, which obviously we are. Shit, did it again. Just realised the RGB cable for the graphics card hasn't been put in the box. Hey ho. Right, so you can go in there with some screws. Got a screw loose. Hours and hours of fun at the Lian Lee factory. Christ, imagine what it's like for them at the factory. Packing all this shit up. Oh, did I put the right stuff in? I wonder how many of these actually get returned because of people not having the right stuff inside. Right, that is all the fans done. And I've got lots of bits left over. Okay, it's not a problem. It's fine. We can live with that. Right, let's start taking the PC apart, eh?
But how much like screws and stuff come from other IO kit and stuff?
Well, those rubber bungs, they obviously come from the fans, so they're in one of those boxes up there. That 3-way adapter goes into one of those multi-bags up there. And yeah. That's not too bad. We ain't got that many screws left over. Got a few. It's fine. We're all good. Right, let's get the AIO off. That's got to be the next port of call. Remember about an hour ago or more, I turned on the PC to try and loosen up the paste. That was a wasted endeavour. You need a nice cup of coffee, lol, says Fred. I don't drink coffee anymore. It's probably the problem. That's been the bane of my life. Right.
2 years.
Let's get the old blue roll. Might be.
I think caffeine lovers, do we?
We know caffeine lovers in this house. Well, George likes it, doesn't he? He still has caffeine.
Dino's off.
Cheers, Dino. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to leave a like before you leave. Or come back later if you forget. I'll probably still be going. Let's chuckle that over there. Actually, I need that. It needs to be on this side, doesn't it? Oh, the D-rig is just a pain in the ass. Let's push those out of the way. And actually, I suppose I should take the AIO. Let's take the AIO out. The AIO actually in this is a little bit of a pain to get in. And they did kind of warn us of this in the review guide. They said it could be a little bit tricky. It'll only go in physically one way. And you have to take out the bracket. Which is again another reason why I'm kind of hesitant to keep this as a like a production PC. Because it's just a little bit more difficult to work on. Because of the slightly more cramped nature of a micro ATX case. Hey, thanks for joining us, Karth. And thanks for becoming a supporter. Much appreciated. Thank you. You now get early access to the videos. And also, if you want to use our Discord, you get the Discord VIP role. And you get some disco lights as well, which you probably can't see, but the thought was there. Right. Is there another screw that's got to come out of here? Or is it just in that tight? Oh no, there's another screw. Oh. Why use 4 screws when you can use 5? There we go. Right, so you lift all that out. That's kind of nice actually, that you can just lift out the AIO and you're sort of done with it. That's on the side. That Thermalright was an absolutely banging bargain. £29.17 for an AIO is insane. Andy, how you doing, Andy? Says, what are you swapping into the case, Mike? Currently nothing. This is basically a D-rig, and sort of long story short, this is micro ATX, and it's a little bit cramped for what I need, and also to fit in things like capture cards and what have you, which ideally this was going to go back there to swap out the big old beastie thermal take, but due to some of the limitations of this, I thought it's not a particularly good idea, and it doesn't look as nice on camera as I wanted it to because of the way the top panel worked, which I know is like, that's a me thing, but it does bother me, and I've got options. So I've got the Lian O11 Mini V2, which is an ATX case. So I have another motherboard, and I will be putting that into there. So that might be happening on Saturday's stream. We'll see how things go. There's a few things that are kind of, there's all lots of spinning cogs at the moment, which are all kind of not quite meshed together. So Saturday's, it is meshed up. Saturday's stream should be, in theory, for the Thermaltake Stage 500, because in theory, that is being launched tomorrow. So I can finally go through and do an unboxing and show you what that's all about. I've actually got a build in it already, so you can see how it's turned out. Yeah, so that should be Saturday's stream, but if they've already knocked it back twice. Cheers, Oggy. See you later. Thanks for stopping by. The the thermal take's been up in the air. I've also got the new cooler from Thermal Take as well. The ST360 Ultra. So that is also another kind of work in progress. That is in that case as well. So yeah, there's lots of things going on, which I'm kind of part way through. So I need to get some of these things finished and sorted and done, but I'm basically waiting on MDA dates. But yeah, so I'm taking this apart because I want to put a lot of it into the O11 Mini V2. Because that is going to be sort of one of the next projects. Actually, I got sent that about, it's probably getting on towards a month ago now. And I did the live stream where we tore it down and had a look inside. And since then I haven't touched it because there's been just so much stuff lying around here that needed to be fixed or done. Also, we've had the weather, which has been rather toasty to say the least, which when it's really hot, it's the last thing you want to do is to be building a PC, especially on camera, trying to keep things quiet and whilst having the windows closed, no air conditioning, yada yada, etc. It's just not great. So good luck in your appointment, Oggy. Ah. Thank you. And again, today I'm supposed to be doing the second part of my Thermaltake Dock Power FI 1000 review, but unfortunately Lily from Thermaltake HQ is away at Gamescom at the moment, so she's not at her desk. She's passed on some of the questions I've had regarding the power supply to her team to see what the deal is and what's going on. And like, until I get those answers back, I can't really finish that video, so that's kind of left in limbo as well. Yeah, it's just been too many things that are all been kind of interacting that haven't been interacting, and it's basically knackered my workflow. But it happens from time to time. At the moment though, I'd say this is the worst it's been in a long time because there are so many products which are all kind of intertwined with each other. So like, I can't show one without showing the other, especially when it comes to like the Thermaltake case and the AIO. Obviously I can't show the AIO, which is on the market now, I believe, because it's inside the case, which isn't on the market. So yeah, I've got basically another PC fully built and working, which is kind of tying up parts. I've had this PC tied up with all the parts in it, waiting to go into the other one, whilst all at the same time trying to redo an inventory of all the parts that we have here on hand for the tax man. Yeah, it's been a bit of a nightmare. But we overcome. Or at least we try to. Right, let's put this back in, and hopefully, I think this is almost the last of it, so I can probably put all this back together again and put it back into the box, which would be one thing less in the room. Also, for anyone watching, if you are interested and you're a bit of a micro ATX fanatic, or you just don't have a lot of room, if you're genuinely interested in this case, do let me know. I might be able to work something out for you, do a bit of a deal with it, as you'll be possibly kind of helping me out a little bit, so I can probably do you a good deal. because I honestly don't envisage me realistically using this, and I can't really see me doing a build in it to sell, because the parts at the moment to sell anything are like hard to come by. It's pointless me putting together a PC with a motherboard and all that kind of stuff, which is really expensive, just so I can sell a case, which is what I used to always do. That used to be the kind of the modus operandi, as they say, of how we used to do things, because that was the way we cleared the cupboards and cleared out all the stock. But these days it's just not practical. So yeah, if you are into micro ATX and you fancy having a shot at building in the Vision M, then yeah, get in touch, let me know. And potentially as well, I could possibly throw in the LCD screen which goes at the top here, if there's something you're potentially interested in. I'm sure we could work out something at very, very favourable mate rates, because you're all good mates here, at least most of you. Retro News says, blimey, afternoon, this is a new thing, isn't it? Weekday streaming. Yeah, the again, long story sort of short, this is one of the jobs that I had to do to prepare for doing another video, and another video which I'm supposed to be filming today I can't do because I've not got the information back from Thermaltake to finish the video. So I figured, well, if I'm going to be doing this, I might as well just do it with me mates. That's you lot, in case you hadn't noticed. And just, yeah, just go through the process, and you can see what I actually have to go through whenever I'm doing this. And it is a bit of a trauma, to be honest. It's not exactly enjoyable at times. It's nice if you can take your time, and it's like you got all the time in the world, everything's cool, you can just like chill and just get on with it. But sometimes it's like waiting for it to be quiet, or waiting for a delivery, or the kids are due home, or whatever it is. And I've lost 2 screws from there. Where have I put those? I don't think they were in there earlier. So let's see if in my magical screw box I have something suitable. I don't think I have. And if I have, they're not going to be in the right colour, or possibly the right thread. I have to get me peepers on for this.
Slippers on still.
Does that fit?
Right, the whole week when you have my slippers on.
That sort of fits, but that's not the right one. Poor old calf. Got her slippers on, it's freezing. It's using a countersunk screw, which is quite unusual. No countersunk screws there. Nope. Nothing doing there. So I've got these black ones. I wonder if they'll do. I don't really want to use black ones in there, but so it's just hidden at the back, so yeah, no one's going to see it, are they? Obviously there will be a slight discount from using these black screws. Or if I'm feeling particularly tight, I'll just find the screws somewhere. Right. Where did that one go? Oh, it's not there. Retro New, that motherboard seems rather precariously placed, wobbling like a good un. That's, yeah, that must be a Bristolian voice there. It is. It's fine. Even if we had a 4.5 on the Richter scale, it'd be okay. It's just gone from being somewhere really safe to being actually somewhere very unsafe. Again, the motherboard. Who? Gary. Gary. Hey, Gary.
How long ago did I say that before it registered?
Yeah. I woke up this morning, made coffee, turned on YouTube, and saw you had a video. Surprised to see a live stream. I know. It's very impromptu. Is that the right word?
Think of the first word is that. I woke up this morning.
Woke up in the morning, want them a breakfast.
No.
No?
feeling like.
P. Diddy? Can't say that. Who'd want to wake up feeling like that? That used to be in this. They took that out of the song, didn't they?
Did they?
Yeah, they actually edited that old song.
Diamond, born and bred.
Ah, nice one. Now, without giving it away too much, whereabouts in Downend? I'm intrigued. Oh, that's not on right. I'm in. Oh. Right, I need another 2 screws. What have I done with those 2 screws now? Ah, there they are. These 2 screws are exactly the same as the ones which are used on the back bit.
Where we've worked on this PC, have we?
Ah,
Have we?
I don't know, have we? Down in Bob Red, where the attic used to be. Got you. Did you have the motherboard off us? Did we fix your PC? Now living in Yate. Ah. Yeah, did I fix your PC when you had that a motherboard problem? And we re-swapped your PC into a new case? And
they were kittens.
yeah. I think I know who that is now. Wait, there's such a delay on the chat, so I won't find out for a little while. Oh, I'm desperate for the response now. Also, I'm waiting for the response. No, a repair service in Yate. Oh, right, okay. Ah, a repair service in Yate. So that is Yate Computers. And you went to Christchurch School and are about 4 years older than Kath. If that is who I think it is. We're friends on Facebook, but I can't put your name out there because you haven't. So, but yeah, when you said a service place in Yate, it made sense then. So yeah, I'm sure that's Yate Computers. If it's not, let me know, and I will apologise profusely. You got it? Yay! Nice one. Yeah, we had a conversation on Facebook about it because there was a post about Peggy Watts, the news agent, everyone being terrified and there being like sweet shop cafe thing. Yeah, sorry, I shouldn't be talking about personal stuff, really, should we? But
my mum went to
it's kind of fun.
well.
Right, the case is almost back together.
Did you know my mum went to Christchurch as well?
Did she?
Yeah.
Flipping
We
hell.
went to the same primary school.
Right, I'm gonna put. Oh my god, I'm moving stuff around here. Let me get this case out of the way, and I can start deconstructing. Oh, what do you know? I bet those bloody screws are in there, aren't they? The spare parts. Actually, they might not be.
Do you know what?
No, chickens have not been counted.
I've gone in my pliers.
Hmm?
You ended my... Not my pliers. My secateurs.
Oh, right. No, those are case fan screws. So how's business at Yate Computers? Selling much RAM? I doubt it. At least I'd hope you're not. I had a weird dream actually that I managed to buy a load of RAM, like thousands of sets of RAM, for like 50 quid a pack, and for some bizarre reason I flew over to America to meet up with Gamers Nexus and said to him, like, I will give you this RAM for cost price if you can sell it to your viewers for cost price, like, because I haven't got a big enough reach, but you have, so if you want to try and help out some of your audience with cheap RAM, I would be happy to try and help. How weird is
Your
that?
carbon footprint would be huge if we went to Canada to visit Sky as well this week.
I did, yeah. I went to Canada to visit Skystalker. That was a weird dream.
We didn't take anything but our phones. But we didn't have signal because the thing wouldn't work over there.
I need to put this in here somewhere because that's not going to go in after, is it? Let's put it in there. And you got any? Can I have some like crispy paper, please?
Crispy paper, what?
No, not the crispy. The stuff you get in Amazon packaging. I can stuff some of that in there and that'll hold it in place and prevent damage. Don't want to have damage, do we? There we go. Yeah, that'll be right. Actually, I might just take the back off, haven't I? So you were a millionaire in our dream? I was, yeah. What's that? The phone? Cheers, Alan. Time to take out the dogs. No worries. Yes, catch you on Saturday. For those who don't know, on Saturdays, that is our normal scheduled streaming time. I don't normally do the streams on a weekday. In fact, I don't think I've done a stream on a weekday before. Oh no, saying that, we used to do them on a Friday, didn't we?
Yeah, we did them on Friday night, didn't we?
Yeah, we used to do Friday night streams.
When there was new launches and stuff.
Yeah.
And when you play that Steam game.
Oh god. Yeah, I had to do a video years and years ago. This weird company sent me a link to a free game. They're like, if you do a stream for this game, we'll pay you X amount of money. I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. I don't mind. I'll have a go at that because it was like, I think it was during COVID time even. And so it's like, yeah, I don't mind doing that. So I agreed to do it. I'd streamed the game, which was actually not a bad game to be honest. It wasn't really much of a chore to have to play it. But then they stiffed us on the money and didn't pay us a penny. It's like, oh, you bastard. Who's in? Aletta, how you doing? Good to see you. Right, that is in. That can go in there. I think.
Oh shit! I forgot to put this in.
You knew that was going to happen. Will that go on top of there? Is that going to mess things up? I nearly said F things up then, but I'm glad I didn't because I shouldn't be effing and jeffing. You can't say F on a Thursday. It's Thursday, isn't it? How long have we been streaming for now? When did we start? 12:15. It's now nearly 2 hours almost. It's not too bad. It's gone by quite quick. At least for me it has. Don't know about you lot. You're probably bored shitless. Hey? Oh, what? Shitless? I can say that. That's fine. Right. We're getting the stack together. We're getting the band back together. Right, I'm just going to put some of these boxes in more sensible, less precarious places. Is it? I was looking at my watch. Oh, dear. Okie dokie. Right. Next part of the process. Take out some RAM. I don't think I've even got packaging for that RAM. Which is not a new thing, I suppose. What is this in here? Oh, Wi-Fi antennas and that. I am a little bit peeved at buying this board, if I'm honest. It was nice because I've never had a Sapphire motherboard before. I'm pretty sure. So it was nice to kind of have a look at it and see what it's all about. It's not ideal. I think for most people, unless you can pick it up like really, really cheap, I probably wouldn't buy a Sapphire board because the software is very basic and quite buggy for the RGB, and also kind of the fan control is basically non-existent. The software updates and all that is kind of all on you, and the BIOS updates are actually probably some of the most difficult BIOS update methodology I've ever seen. And I'm a little bit concerned, where is the CPU cover? There should be a CPU cover in here somewhere. Why have I not got a CPU cover? That's not ideal. Where the hell have I put that? Cheers! Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Right, that's in there. Oh, there's the receipt at least. So, did it not have a CPU socket cover? I'm sure it would have done. Did I put it in the AIO box? De-rigging is a pain in the ass. Cheers, Kishin. Have a fantastic day. Ugh. Right, this is the box for the frozen prism. And no, doesn't seem to be a CPU socket cover in there. Please tell me I haven't lost a CPU. Oh, I thought that was it then. That's a spare top for the AIO. How can there not be a CPU socket cover? The only other place that that could be is in the OLED box. I'm sure I wouldn't have put it in there. Well, I say that. Hey, it's me. I do strange things sometimes.
Sometimes.
Most of the time. Right. I wonder. Would it be in here? Nope. No, somehow I've managed to lose a CPU socket cover. That's really annoying. Because they are like rocking horse shit. Lesson says I'm supposed to be working on rebuilding my bathroom, but it's raining cats and dogs and the basement is flooded. So I won't be down there to work on the pipes. Fair enough. That sounds like a plan. Why do things which are going to be awkward? Ah! Dun dun dun! Yes! You little ripper. I went all Australian then. G'day! Bonzer. And Forex. And other Australian words. I knew I would have kept it. I knew I would have kept it.
They used to sound neighbours all the time.
You drongo?
They used to F off.
Rack off, mate.
Oh yeah. They want to go Dringo.
You drongo?
Drongo.
Look at that. Crucial. DDR5 Pro. 36,000 mega pounds worth there. Actually, to tell a lie, I bought that cheap off of CEX here in the UK for the bargain price of, I think it's 220 quid. Which I think is CL36 maybe? I'm not sure actually about the RAM timings. Let me know actually, those of you in the chat, those of you that know about RAM timings. In my desktop PC, I have I think it's probably a Crucial kit actually. 48 gigs of Crucial, but it's CL40 or CL46 maybe. And I don't know if it does actually feel a little bit laggy at times. Now, a lot of people have said to me, don't worry too much about CAS latency because depending on your processor, etc., you shouldn't really notice it. But I seem to be. Now, whether or not it needs a fresh install, that is definitely a possibility. It could be that, but I don't think it does need a fresh install. But it does feel a little bit laggy. And there's some games, especially some older games, which feel more laggy than others. Are they more memory sensitive? I don't know. in theory, they shouldn't be. They should be less memory sensitive because they came out when DDR3 was still a thing. I don't know. Where's the CPU clamshell? Maybe together. No, the CPU clamshell is here. And that's got my serial number on it. So I know how much I paid for it. So for those of you who haven't seen this already in the stream, my special labels that I've got to do on all my stuff, the inventory. So the serial number for this is P17641 AE 020626. So P stands for purchase. The next digits are the purchase price. AE is AliExpress, and then 200626 is the date of purchase. Because now that we are a limited company, some people would say I've always been a bit limited, but they're just unkind. Yeah, when you're a limited company, you pay tax differently. So when I sell a PC with this CPU in, if I do, you have to supply like the profit and loss sheet to go with it. So because you don't pay tax on the money you earn, effectively, you pay tax on your profits, which I guess is how it should be. So depending how much all of the parts cost me in the PC that I'm selling, I could make no profit at all, which sometimes happens, especially like with this setup, with that expensive motherboard. The motherboard's 135 quid for a micro ATX board. I'm going to have a hard job selling that in the system and making any money on it at all. So that would be classed as a loss. So then that offsets against your tax liability or corporation tax for the year, which is a little bit better than what it was when we were not a limited company, because when you aren't a limited company, it's basically all the money in versus all the money out. The balance which is left over is what you pay your tax on. And you pay a higher tax rate as well, because corporation tax is, I think, like the lower rate is like 10% or something, or it's basically lower than income tax, which is about 30% or 25%. So not only do you pay less tax, you pay it in a fairer way because it's based on profits. And some companies, when it comes towards the end of the financial year, rather than have money left over, they go out and buy things like crazy for the next year, because that way it shows that they've not made profits, or they've made a smaller profit, or it's taken them underneath the threshold for the tax limit. It's all very complicated, and having a business is basically the biggest fiddle in the world. And I understand now why people do it, because it's just so bizarre what you can kind of do legally to save money. Whereas a regular kind of employee or taxpayer doesn't get those benefits. Or they might be on benefits. Alexa says, when I was building PCs, I wasn't paying any tax. It was all under the table deals, lol. My brain isn't very good at... I can remember some things, but things like, if the taxman ever asked me how much did I pay for XYZ or whatever, I would have no idea. So I've got no chance in lying or trying to keep like under the table deals going, because I honestly wouldn't remember what I did when, to be able to kind of remember it if I ever had to. So yeah, I don't bother with that. But if you can do, more power to you. Paying tax is never a nice thing, is it? Right, we're going to take out the M.2 drive, which I actually kind of forgot that I had in there. That's a really nice drive as well. It's a Bywin. That is their new fast X570 Pro drive, which I do have the box for. Yay! And yeah, that is a nice fast drive. Pretty sure, yeah, Gen 5, 2 terabytes. It's bizarre that I've just had this in that machine just like sitting there doing nothing. I should be making use of this stuff really. But I'll put it back in here, and then when the time comes, I'll forget it's there and I'll use something else altogether. That's also another thing as well. Being now a business owner, because we had a previous business where I was effectively self-employed as a sole trader. I didn't sell shoes. As a sole trader, everything that I bought for the previous business, which is basically all the stuff that surrounds us, if I use this in the new business, I've got to transfer the stock in and class it as a director's loan. So I can then take money out of the business later against that stock. But if you sell the stock to yourself, you can't sell it for like just any money. You've got to sell it at the proper market value at the time you trade it or transfer it. So if you look around, there's like loads of things here which I've had over the years that I've bought, which are my own personal items now. But now, because this business, like when I sell a PC, I've got to work out what items were my personal items, which items were the sole trader items, and which items are the business's items. It's super complicated. It actually makes my head hurt thinking about it. And unfortunately, with even the best will in the world, the best accountant would struggle because they don't know like the history of what you've got. So I've either got to like not sell the stuff that I've got, which is mine, to keep things simple, or sell it, then work out how much the approximate value is. You've then got to take a picture of it, like a screenshot from eBay or something, to show the approximate value. Then you've got to transfer it to yourself with an official document. And then you've got to give that to your accountant to then put it as a credit against your director's loan account. Does any of that make sense? I kind of wish I hadn't done it now, because it just adds much more complexity. But hopefully, with the massive downturn in the economy, hopefully now we'll be less exposed to tax than we previously were, to keep things a little bit more, I won't say profitable, because that is probably a little bit of a swear word at the moment, but closer. Making less of a loss. Right, and that goes in there. Oh, that doesn't fit in there very well. That'll do. Right, that is done. I think I can close that box. Yes. That's another one ticked off the list. Serab says you should be able to write back assets, so reduce his profit margin and reduce his taxation. Yeah, you kind of can. So truthfully, I don't really understand it, the complete complexity of it all. That is why we employed an accountant to try and fucking hell. Sorry. Do you know what? I was looking for this power supply the other day. I was like, I'm sure I bought 2 of those. Where is the other one? And lo and behold, there it is. So I must have 3 of those. So P557. Did I print out a label for that? Where's my labels gone, Kath?
I don't know.
Have you given up? I have. I've given up on it. Everything. Right. Let's swap my labeling machine out. You can see how laborious this shit is. Sorry, I said shit again. Ah, there we are. There's my other labels, but I don't think I've got a duplicate of this. Because I think I've only transferred 2 of these into stock, and I'm sure I bought 3. Review item P22, 1P168. Oh, that was for the CPU, isn't it? It's so messy. Right, this is my little P-Touch machine, so this one's going to be P for purchase.
Have a P, please, Bob.
55, I could do one. 5575 AMZ. And when did I buy it? 18th of the 7th, 26. 180726. Print copies 1. Thank you. And now, unfortunately, even though this is a sealed unit, which actually makes it more valuable, I've got to open it to put the sticker on. Where's my knife? Ah, there it is. There we go. Alessa says, I don't need an accountant, I have Excel. I've got Excel, and I got, what's the I got a calculator button, and I also got, what's the software we use? Not Sage, is it? Is it Sage Accounts? QuickBooks. Yeah, we got Shitbooks. Retro Mew says, quite often people will offer cash and won't want an invoice. However, like you don't have a good memory, so always ensure I create an invoice to pay the cash against. I'm exactly the same. When we have people come around to the house to buy a PC or whatever, components, monitors, whatever, even if it's a cash sell, I always do a receipt. Because the thing is, most of it, if not all of it, is listed or being posted on Facebook Marketplace. And you know for a fact that if one day Facebook Marketplace was asked by Fakebook, you know, if they were asked by HMRC to give them the logs of all the items sold on Facebook, they would have to. And that's another thing as well. So whenever I sell something on Facebook, you know, when you list something and you list it for like whatever price, and then you sell it generally probably a little bit less because they come in haggle. So before I actually like mark the listing as sold, I have to go into the listing and change the price to what I've actually taken for it and then mark it as sold, because otherwise I will never remember. So now I can go back to my Facebook Marketplace profile, look at all the things in there, and if someone says, well, how much do you sell that PC for? I can go, hang on, scroll down. Oh, that PC sold for 675 quid. They're like, well, it was listed for 800. So yeah, I took a hit, or I took out the GPU or something along those lines. But it is, it's actually hard work keeping track of it all. Trying to keep track of it all, I suppose I should say. Because no doubt there are errors. But if there are, they're not intentional. And that's my story and I'm sticking to it. I have got an ungodly amount of power supplies. If anybody needs power supplies, let me know. I'm sure I can do you a good deal. I got some higher wattage ones as well. Those ones were fantastic. I probably will keep hold of those. Those were MSI GLS A750 golds, 57 quid. No, £55.75. 55.77. I get there in the end. Right, I've got another label here for something for £269 exactly. What would that have been? Ah, I know. It's the GPU in there. That's in another box. I won't be doing that today. That one there. Oh, that'll do. I'll chuck those. Don't need those anymore. This can all go in the soft plastics bag, which we have a thing called soft plastics now for recycling. Exciting.
And the funny thing is, you can put carrier bags in it, but you can't put it in
Yeah.
a carrier bag.
Yeah, the soft plastics recycling here in South Gloucestershire, because we're not actually in Bristol, believe it or not. We are in South Gloucestershire. Yeah, our recycling, you've got to put the soft plastics, or like cling film, bubble wrap, that sort of stuff, into one of their official blue plastic plastic bags, which has got like the government's thing on the front. But they've run out of them, apparently. We asked for them like 4 weeks ago now.
It's got to be longer than that.
4 or 5 weeks ago. And so now we're just putting them into bags, normal bags. But it's like, how much does that cost the council to get those bags specially made and printed up, when we could just put our soft plastics into a plastic bag?
But we might start charging them for the plastic bag.
It's a strange rule.
Take it off, I think, some tax.
Right, what have I left with? Ooh, power supply. Let's get rid of the power supply. Yet another power supply, which, yes, in case you're wondering, has got one of my little serial labels on. P3004 EB for eBay, 22nd of the 6th, 26, which was one of the starts of the heatwave. So, power supply. This is the GX850 from GameMax. Surprisingly, a little bit noisier than I thought it was going to be. I figured that with that really nice open grille, that it was going to be like basically silent, and because it's a massive fan. But there's a weird turbulence, which I actually think is caused by that grille, which they've basically ripped off from Asus. Don't buy that one. Oh dear. I do like the fact that this comes with weird gloves and a screwdriver and some cable management things. It's pretty sweet. To be honest, like for 30 quid, I can't complain too much, but I probably won't use it. It'll probably go in the stack of the other power supplies. Seriously, if you saw how many power supplies I've got here, you'd be like, Mike, why have you got that many power supplies? It all started out, I did a video for Thermaltake ages and ages ago, which was supposed to be a paid promotion, but I never got paid, and I kept all the power supplies. So, yeah, kind of worked out okay-ish, but I would have rather have been paid for it, but anyway. Semrab. Retro News says, yay, the SGC blue bag. Yeah, that's the one. Hey, NetRitz, how you doing? And thank you for supporting us on Patreon as well. I did mention it in last week's stream, but you weren't available or you weren't about, so you didn't hear it. But thank you for supporting us on Patreon. You're a very lovely man. Right, so another power supply done. Do you know what? Although this is all like rather silly, it feels like I'm actually getting something done, which is quite a rare thing these days. It's good. Good to get stuff done, isn't it?
Yeah, you're tossing it over one side, you're next to the other.
I don't know what to do with this RAM. I was supposed to just put it on the shelf. That was a personal purchase, so that goes somewhere else. Sod it, it'll stay there. Right, let's take apart the Thermalright next. I kind of left this to last because this is almost as bad as like the rest combined, because you've got so many wires coming out of this. This is the reason why people buy daisy chained or locked together fans. I should say daisy chained really, because locked together doesn't really, yeah, locked together is the better way. Daisy chain still gives you an absolute bucket load of extra wires that you've got to faff about with. And also put little caps over so they don't get damaged. So this goes into a kind of little weird breakout box, which is super flimsy. And when you pull these out, it feels like you're going to pull the whole thing apart. Super, super cheap. But again, this was £29.17, which is like nothing. You'd be hard pushed to get a reasonable air cooler for that money these days. And I've got a sneaking suspicion that cap is the wrong one for this particular setup. Is there one on here? Yes, there is. So that fits on that one. Cool. So yeah, in pure good Thermaltake fashion, they've put even like the caps, the plastic caps are the wrong size. On, yeah, it's basically different size. The fans have got a different cap from the AIO. Why not? Why not? When it comes to this time of day, well, I really should. I would really like to spark up a cigarette, but you're not allowed to, are you, on YouTube? I don't think. I don't think so. I don't think they think very kind of it. Hey, NetRitz was sleeping. No, that's no worries. You gotta get your sleep. Jeez. What? What's funny about that?
The way you said
You have got to get sleep. If you don't get sleep, you turn into a crazy lunatic like me. When I woke up this morning at 7 o'clock, and I don't normally get up very early, and I didn't sleep very well last night. And it was like, it's 7 o'clock. I really should just go back to sleep.
But you can't like P. Diddy.
But I wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy, and I didn't bother. Just kind of bothered Kath for a bit in the morning, not in a sexual way, but bothered Kath. She was showing me silly TikToks or whatever they were. Was it TikToks or Facebook or Snapchat? Snapchat reels, and it's like I've lost the will to live now. I'm going to go and get up. And I thought to myself, I know what I'll do. I'll check my emails to see what the state of play is for all these reviews I've got outstanding, and see if anyone's replied. And basically, the replies that I was looking for, I didn't have. So it's like, right. So that's screwed up filming for today. I know what I'm going to do. Let's get ahead of the game and prepare for next week and take this apart. And I thought, actually, if I do that, I might as well just do it on a live stream, because I'm going to do it anyway. And like, I'm sure there's going to be some people out there in viewerland who are bored out their tiny minds, and they just want something to watch on YouTube. So hence why I'm here. Yeah. I'm doing my job to lower the suicide rates, or raise them, whichever way you look at it. Aletta, sleep. What's that? Aletta says, I only paid $35 USD for my Thermalite Phantom Spirit 120 SE. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. Simrab says, I bought one of those MSI PSUs. It's so easy to use, but sadly my CIT F3 case too cramped, as no shroud. Yeah, that is a little bit of a bummer, isn't it? There's, from what I could from what I saw, is there a new F3 case out, like the F3 Mark II or something? I'm sure somebody pointed out to me or mentioned it. Or maybe it's just one of those dreams, like when I went on the plane to go and see Skystalker, and also to go and see Steve from Gamers Nexus. Why would I don't even know why I'd have gone to see Steve from Gamers Nexus, because like, we're not exactly going to swap hair tips, are we? I wonder if there's a Gamers Nexus wig I can wear. That would be fantastic. I'm sure no one would call me out for wearing that. Look at this marketing. Unlock Chill Force here. Well, the sun's shining out in the garden. We should be out in the garden, really.
Let's take the camera and go.
Oh, do you know what? Oh, don't make me do this, you bastard. The fans are on the wrong way round. So they're going to stay the wrong way round. All this packing up business is making me hungry. What's for tea tonight, Kat? Yeah, let's have a salad. Right then. I think that is pretty much everything in there. Cool. So now we've just got to pack away all this nonsense. Oh, I kept all this stuff. I'll just chuck it in there. I'll just wing it. I'm sure there's some TF7 in there. Hey. Alright. I did take it out already. Good stuff. Actually, I do like thermal tape for their ease of use packaging. It's pretty darn good. Damn it. Where did that go? Did you see?
I didn't. It's over this direction. And not in that.
got it.
Not Babs.
Good job we got laminate. Oh, Jesus. No. Oh, pushed it further away. It's ridiculous. Okay, got it. Gamer Zones is bargain, Aletta. I got the Thermalright Note or Note. Is it Note or Note? I don't know with that one. 240 AIO and using the Thermalright TLM12QS fans. Thermalright do some good stuff. My concern is when they realise that they've been drastically undercharging for a long time, that is going to bite pretty hard. Okay, that is that done. And yes, for those of you that are late, it has got the serial number of Doom on there. I love my serial numbers. This week, yeah. I'm gonna hate them next week. I can go down there with all the other power supplies. I've got about 15 power supplies. That's just ridiculous. Alexa says, I'm still using Arctic P12 Pros and P14 Pros. I've got a P12 ARGB Pros and the P14 ARGB Pros. They are good. They are good. I like them. They're actually pretty decent value for money. Weirdly, this morning I got an email coming in from UPS or DPD, can't remember which one it was, one of the two, saying that there's a package on its way, and it was 32 or 34 centimeters by 28 centimeters by 16 centimeters. And I couldn't work out what it was or who it was from, and it was 3.4 kilos. And I was thinking, well, that sort of size, that's kind of like that by like that by that. So I'm thinking, where does it come from? So I checked into it to see where it come from, and it come from a region in Hong Kong, which I didn't know anything about. And the sender's name was different from the location and all that sort of stuff. So looking into using AI and Googling stuff, turns out that Thermalright, AliExpress, and Arctic Cooling, or Arctic is their name, all three of them all had branches or departments or depots in that area. So it could have been I was hoping it was going to be two sets of the new Bionics X ARGB Pro fans, which are just coming out. So 2 3-packs of boxes would be roughly that size with a bit of packing around it, but not quite that heavy. So that was a potential. Then it was someone said it might be a motherboard or something. I was like, no. I was thinking, well, it might be a power supply. So looking into it, it turns out it was actually a power supply from Lian, which isn't even in that region for some reason, but they got it through this. I think a lot of stuff goes from, rather than going from China, it goes from Hong Kong to bypass certain tariffs, etc. So anyway, we will be having the new Lian Edge Gold V2 coming in very shortly. That will be reviewing and going out towards the end of September. So we've got about a month to go. Also coming up very shortly, we have the review for the Thermaltake Stage 500, which I think is going out tomorrow. So if you're interested in a new case, Stage 500 might be worth taking a look at. And also there is the review for the ST360 AIO cooler, which I did in the Stage 500, but there's an embargo on the Stage 500, so I can't show you the review of the cooler until you've seen the case. So hopefully that goes out tomorrow. If it does, in the Saturday stream, we'll be taking a look at the two in the built configuration and see what you think about it, see if you've got any questions, etc, etc. I actually think it looks pretty slick, but that is ultimately a personal preference, so it may end up actually replacing that. It's actually, the Stage 500 is a little bit bigger than the View 390. It's a little bit taller. So yeah, it's an interesting one. So we'll see that. Chris Hanlon, does Mike like fighting? He looks like this sort of bloke who doesn't mind getting into fights. The only fights I get in these days is fights with Lian Li packaging. Other than that, no. Retro or news is beer. What a great idea. Right. To be honest with you, I think that is pretty much it. But if you've got any questions or there's anything you want to say, then please do say so now. I've got the displeasure now of going through another lot of Lian Li fans to see which bits I've missed out from here, which is going to be mucho soul destroying. Which I'm pretty sure I know where the bits have come from, but I'm not entirely sure. Letter says, I've always liked fighting, got arrested a few times for it as well. Here. Right, that's the 3-pack, so that isn't that. Okay. So I've managed to get another one of these from somewhere. Back in the old days, maybe. No, I would. To be honest with you, I've never been much of a fighter because I've always been a little bit concerned about how far I'll take something. I'm not particularly an aggressive person, but once I get to a certain point, I honestly don't know what I would be capable of doing, so I try to avoid it because I don't think I'd like prison food very much. Apparently, it's not very nice. And also, I don't want to get bummed. All right, say that. I suppose I just did, so it's fine. Right, that did come out of there. Yay! I did a thing. And some screws. Yeah, didn't see screws in there. So 1, 2, 3. 3 packs of screws. And the thank you cards. And that. Oh, I've got another one of those now. Jesus. I think I just pulled that out of there, didn't I? Oh, blanking plate. They make this so difficult. Letter says I've studied hunger. I've experienced hunger, especially like today when I'm at my dinner. That's a terrible joke, isn't it? Terrible joke. Oh, come on. Now that's the LCD. So has that got all the doodads on it? Yes. I get a very bad feeling about this. I've got another sneaking suspicion that those bits that are spare are from the AIO. Which makes this all a little bit pointless. It is pointless anyway, really. Ask some questions, yeah. Is it like hungover? Quite possibly. Sarah says, the confusion is when you buy, sell stock of identical items, how you know which asset was sold first. Well, that is why I put the labels on. So the label goes on the packaging. When I build a PC, I will sell it based on, it won't be based on like any specific date order. It'll be like, I've just grabbed that, it's gone in the PC, that's the serial number, that's how much it's selling for.
But then if it's over so many years, then you can just write that off anyway. So you
I
should
think,
have a date on it
I think after a certain amount of time, you can write off things, but I don't know if you can. I think sometimes after 5 years or 3 years. Yeah.
So maybe you do all the ones this year and black.
Yeah, I'll do this year's ones in black ink, and I'll do next year's in something else altogether. Just to confuse the bejesus out of me. Yeah.
They write numbers, number length.
I find it! Yay! That one's missing the doodads. That's the LCDs. These are lovely fans. Hella expensive, but nice looking. So if I've got 4 of these left, which it looks like I have, that is it. I am home and dry, other than that adapter, which I'm pretty sure goes in the AIO. AIAIO. Yeah, Lian Li, like, why? Why feel the need for an LCD screen in the middle of your fan? It just seems like the most obscure thing to do. But hey, we are in a generation where it's LCD on everything. Like these days, even fridge freezers have got LCDs on them. And like displays. So why not? Simra, thanks Minecraft for a surprise stream. Got to go pick up the boss from work. By the way, it used to be annually for our used car stock.
That you write off.
Oh, what, you can write it off? Cool. I need to speak to... We haven't had a proper sit down with our accountant yet. That is still something that we need to do to try and work out exactly like what we can and cannot do. I would say what we can get away with, but I don't want to say that because that's really the wrong way of putting it. Hopefully you know what I mean. Right, so those are done. They can go back on the shelf. Actually, why am I putting that there? Shouldn't stand up too quick because I need to piss. Right, that's the Lian Li fans done. Brilliant. I think that is... We are there. Okay. Gentleman Bad Boy, if YouTubers give away stuff to avoid tax or they donate it to charity to avoid it. Yeah, that is something which we'll definitely have to consider doing something along those lines. We are not in a position where we're earning like spectacular amounts of money that would make that sort of like giving away a PC or something to make it really viable. But it's definitely something we can look into at some point, I think. If it means either giving the money to the government or giving it to a viewer, I think I'd much rather give it to a viewer. I think. I'm sure I would rather give it to a viewer. Because that's a nicer thing to do. If anybody needs any black case screws, fan screws, let me know, because I've hundreds of them. The parts drawer is done. Okay. Zero Defect says, good surprise stream. Well, I wouldn't say it's necessarily good, but it's necessary, which makes it worthwhile. See if there's any other things there. Alexis says, I've seen about 6 hours of the sun this week. Rain, rain, go away. It's actually turned out quite nice and sunny out there now, so I think I will bring this stream to an end. One, so I can enjoy some sunshine before it goes, and also so I need to have a wee. Actually, we haven't had lunch yet either, so...
And I've got my course in 10 minutes.
And Kath's got our course in 10 minutes, so we need to do that. But HMRC needs money. I know. Right, I think that's going to wrap this one up. Thank you all so much for joining us on this impromptu stream. Hopefully you've had a reasonable amount of entertainment, or at least found some of it interesting, looking at the Lian Li fans and how to repack them into a box. Wow, things I do for money. Yeah, that's going to be it. I'm Mike. It's Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the next stream and or video. Thanks for watching, and for those of you that are in the UK or in the right time zones, if you want to head over to the Discord for a chat now, I'll be on there for a little while shortly after I've de-rigged the stream. So, catch you all later. Thanks for joining us. Have a great rest of your day. Bye. Say bye, Kath.
Bye.